Welcome students. I am going to start a series of videos on test of mathematics for university admission, that is TMUA, right? In this series I will cover previous year questions with multiple approach of solving and with relevant theory included. So let's start. So this is the paper of November 2021 and it's paper 1, and I am going to discuss question number 2. So let us see first the question number 2. So now let us start with question number 2. So this question says the curve y is equal to x cube minus 6x plus 3 has turning points at x is equal to alpha and x is equal to beta, where beta is greater than alpha. Then we have to find integration alpha to beta x cube minus 6x plus 3 dx. See, for this question, first of all, we have to find its turning point. So what's the turning point? So turning point is the point where dy dx change its sign. What is the turning point? Turning point are those points where dy upon dx, change its sign. What does it mean? Change its sign means either positive to negative or negative to positive. Whenever it will change the sign, it it must crosses somewhere 0. If you change from positive to negative or negative to positive, you have to cross the 0. So the turning point are those point where dy upon dx is equal to 0. That's my turning point, right? So let us first find its turning point. So its dy upon dx will be 3x square minus 6 is equal to 0. So we can solve it. 3x square is equal to 6. So x square is equal to 6 over 3, that is 2. So x, you can write it plus minus square root of 2. So we have two turning points. One will be alpha and one will be beta. So what will be alpha and what will be beta? Beta is greater, so beta should be equal to plus of root 2 and alpha should be equal to minus of root 2. So it means we have to find the integration minus root 2 to plus root 2 x cube minus 6x plus 3 dx, right? So now we have two approach to solve this question. We can solve it from two way. The one way will be straightforward way. Either we can apply the basics of integration, right? So we can integrate it individually, each part. So x cube, so the integration of x cube will be x4 upon 4 with the limit minus root 2 to root 2 negative of 6 x square upon 2 with the limit of minus root 2 to root 2, and the last one will be 3x with the limit minus root 2 to root 2. When you will simplify this, you will get your answer. So this is the first way. Now let us see the another way what we can do. See, so my integration was negative of root 2 to root 2 x cube minus 6x plus 3 dx, right? And as we know, a property of definite integration, that if you integrate from minus a to a any odd function, right? If we integrate any odd function, if fx is my odd function, then the integration from minus a to a will be 0, right? If we integrate any even function from minus a to a, if we integrate any even function from minus a to a, what it will be? It will be 2 times integration 0 to a fx dx. But this will be applicable when fx is even function. So can we apply the concept here? See, what's the even function and what's the odd function? So let us recall even function. So even function is if f of minus x is equal to f of x, that is called even function. And what is the odd function? Odd function is when f of minus x is equal to minus of fx. So that's the condition for odd function. So let us apply the concept here. See here, when you will separate this term, so minus root 2 to root 2 x cube dx minus of 6 integration negative of root 2 to root 2 x dx and plus integration from minus root 2 to root 2 and 3 dx. As you can check it, and it's very obvious that x cube is an odd function. X is an odd function, right? So it's clear that its integration will be 0. Its integration will be 0. We have to simplify only this, and a constant function is an even function. This is an even function, or you can integrate it directly also, right? Or okay, let us do it directly. So 3x with the integration minus root 2 root 2. So this will be 0 plus 3, and this will be upper limit minus lower limit. So it will be gets plus of root 2. So you will get 3 into 2 root 2. So you will get 6 root 2. Otherwise, we can do this way also. See, integration of 3 dx minus root 2 to root 2. You know, constant function is an even function. So you can apply your formula also. 3 is outside and 2 integration 0 to root 2 dx directly. So it's 6 with the limit 0 to root 2. So it's 6 root 2. So in the both both approach, we are getting 6 root 2, and we have one another approach. This from here also we will get the 6 root 2, but in this way you can waste your lot of time in solving and calculating these expressions. If you know the properties of integration of an even function and odd function, then you can solve this question very easily and in very less time. So for such more videos, please subscribe this channel and share this video. Thank you. Thanks for watching.